welcome back to Pavani Teachers. In this video, let's discuss few problems on array concepts. Mostly I'll cover finding the maximum element, minimum element, and sum of an array. Okay. First, I'll explain the question properly. To find minimum element, if suppose we have array 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 5, 7, 3. So we need to get output as 2. Or let me just put 2 in middle. So we need to get answer 2. So directly let me jump into the logic part. It is very simple. First, I write the code, creating scanner object to read array elements. So I'll take n to get size of an array. Now I declare a variable, array variable with size n. So now by using for loop, I'll read each element of an array. S dot next int. Before that, I'll just give the message to user to enter the values of n and array. Next one here. Then array. Okay, I think this is fine. Getting the inputs from the user. Now let us write the main logic part. It's very simple. At the beginning, we need to take a new variable to track minimum element, min element, min element, and we'll assign array's first element as minimum element, and then we iterate through each element and check if that element is lesser than previously assigned minimum element. So let me write the logic. We'll get to know if min element is greater than area of I, then we need to change the value of min element. That's it. This is the logic part. At last, we need to print the minimum element. Minimum element is, yep, done with the code. Now let me explain the iteration part. If suppose we have an array of these, at first we'll assign 4 to the min element, and it will move inside the for loop and checks with the area of I, which is area of 1, 6. So if 4 is greater than 6, no. So we don't go into this for loop. Then loop continues. Now I will become 2. I will become 2 and array of 2 is 2. It will check if min element is greater than array of I. Is 4 is greater than 2? Yes, it is greater than 2. So we need to update the minimum element. Now we'll update minimum element as 2. Now min element will be 2. Then again I increases. Now I will become 3 and checks with the third index and checks if 2 is greater than 5. No, it is not greater. So it won't enter into this if condition. Then I increases to 4 and it will check if 2 is greater than 8. No, it will not like continues. Again, it will check with the last element also if 3 is greater than, if 2 is greater than 3. As it is false, it will not execute this if condition and get out of this for loop. So at last we'll get min element as 2. So let me execute this code. Let me rename the file name. Yes. It is asking to enter the value of n. I'll enter value of n as 6 and array elements are 4, 6, 2, 5, 8, 3. Yeah, we got the output as minimum element is 2. Okay, same like this, let us quickly discuss in the same program how to get maximum element. It is very simple. The same, we need to declare another variable outside the for loop to track the maximum element and we'll assign the first element as maximum and starts the loop from the first index, the zeroth index, first index. And here we'll just give another condition if max element is lesser than array of I, then just update the value of max element as array of I. That's it. Now I'll just print maximum element also. To understand all these questions, you need to put pen on your paper and track the iteration part. Only then you'll get to know, you'll get to understand properly. These basics are very important for DSA and your placements. I'll enter the same values. Yes, we got the maximum element as 8. Yeah. In this array, we can see 8 is the largest maximum element. Okay. This is how we need to find the minimum and maximum element. Now let me just discuss about sum of array. Sum of array. I'm just creating a new file. array, public, public, static, void, main. Yeah, uh, let me quickly write scanner object also, then I'll explain the logic part. Okay, now I'll take same. Yep, n is equal to 6, n is equal to 5, and the array elements will be 1, some random elements, 1, 4, 1, 5, 8, 3, 6. Okay, now we need to just give this all the sum of these elements. So what? It's very simple. We'll just take another variable of sum and just add each element in iteration. That means we need to use just the for loop. So let me just write code for this. First, I'll ask user to enter the dot enter the value of n equal to sc dot next int. Now again, I'll ask user to enter the array elements. So we need to declare an array before getting values. Okay. If you don't know how to declare an array, just go to the previous video and check in that. We have explained in detail how to declare the array, assign the values and all. Okay, fine. Equal to next int. That's it. We have it all the inputs now. Again, let me just reduce the code part. Here itself, I am just taking the another variable that is a sum equal to 0. And after reading the value of element, immediately I'll just sum it up in a variable of sum. That's it. That's nothing more than that. Now, and I'll just print the value of sum. I know these questions are very like simple, but the basics that will boost up your coding interest. The sum of our elements. Yes. So that's it. We're done with the code. It's very simple. At first, that where I is when I is equal to 0, it will just read the value that will be 1 and add into this sum value. Sum will become 1. Sum will become 1. Then I increases, I will become 1. It will read the 5 and add 5 to the 1, which will be equal to 6. Then I becomes 2 and reads this 8 and add this into the array, which is 14. And again, I will become 4 and add this to the sum. So the value is 3. Then 14 plus 3, which is 17. And again, I increases and it will read the 6 and add that in a sum. The value will be 23. So let's just check the output. JavaC I'll enter value of n as 5 and elements are 1, 5, 8, 3, 6. Yeah, we get the value as 23. Sum of our elements is 23. That's it. Now let me explain the small tricky part. When they ask find the sum of n array elements, that means array will contain, if n equal to 5, then array will contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we need to find some of these elements, you better use the formula that is where sum equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. That's it. Don't use the for loop. Just use the direct formula that we have in mathematics to find first sum of natural numbers. Okay. Do this as like assignment. It is very simple. This is for this video. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe for further content. We'll come with much more questions on arrays for next two videos. Then we'll move into the another concept.